Rightio, so I'm going to do a bit more to this Servian Radial Arm Drill again. It's come to a bit of a closure for a little bit. I'm just putting some coin away to buy a rotary phase converter. These electric motors can't run off a VFD apparently, so rotary phase converter is going to be the next best thing. Well, and that's going to open up some more opportunities later to buy some three-phase machines, obviously. So just putting some coin away, and hopefully have one of them shortly. Now, the drive coupling. So this is the motor that come off the gearbox. It gets bolted on this end here. That's the other face of it there. One's got a 19mm shaft, the other one's got a 17mm shaft. The rubber coupling was gone when I stripped this down. I've just been down to the local nut and bolt joint industrial supply place. What I've been able to do is just buy a rubber coupling. So this is 38mm diameter. I've been able to buy just a rubber coupling, which has got 3 tangs on it. So instead of having 2, they've got 3, for 34.5mm coupling. If I went up a size, it went up to, I think it was 46mm or something. So I went down a size, which I don't think is going to hurt. So what my plan is, I'll make these 2 pieces to suit that coupling. Now I've got to wait a few days for that to come in, which is normal here. Right, these original couplings are 38. So I'm going down to 34.5, which I don't think is going to matter too much. It's going to matter at all, to be honest. It's not a lot of difference. So what I can do in the meantime is make the blanks up, as long as I make them the same length, maybe a fraction longer, so I'm not too sure the depth of the actual rubber coupling, but I've got a bit of room on the shafts. I've got a bit of room on the shafts for these to to get the proper clearance. So that's what we're going to do. Make the outers 34.5mm. One's got a 17mm bore, the other one's got a 19. Got a 3/16 key in both of them, which I'll do on the shaper, and we'll get it done. Then when the coupling turns up, all I've got to do is put it in the rotary table and just mill out the unwanted bits. So I'll find some material here somewhere and we'll start making them up. I've got some 40mm, I believe it's 4140. That'll work. I actually found a shorter piece laying in the shit pile, so that'll do. Nearly ran out. Still use that handkerchief as way clear too. It's the best stuff I've ever used. So I'll make the longer one first, and hopefully I'll have enough to make the shorter one out of this same piece with a bit of luck. So I've converted the 34.5 over to imperial, which is 1.360, close enough. So we're at 1485, so what's that, 125 there to come off. 62.5 on the dial. One 358. It's plenty good enough for me. Breaking chips and all in. We'll put a bore up the guts now. Yeah, 3/4 bore, 750. I decided I'll make the smaller one first, 17mm bore. Then it doesn't matter how far I put the bore through, because the next one's got to be 19mm bore. Bit of a change of plan. We're going to make the big one first, because that 5/8 drill actually went a fair way oversized. I did notice a bit of wobble in it, but I didn't think it was that bad, but it was. So this one's going to be at the 3/4. I've got 25 thou to come out of here now, and that'll put me right on 3/4 of an inch. Fingers crossed. From the money, I reckon. Right, this one can be parted off now to length. See how I determined the length. I just have left it a touch longer so I can face the end off. There we go. Rightio, so I ordered a rubber coupling to go in between the two parts, and these look pretty bloody ordinary. So as you know, I've made a new set. I've already put a keyway in this one, I've still got to do this one yet, but this arrived this morning. So make that the suit. But before I'm going to do any more milling on the Cincinnati, I've got to change the coolant. Now I'm going to try out this Hangstiffers 5030 from Live Tools. Apparently this is pretty good stuff. We're going to give it a go. So I'm going to get into it, get that changed so I can start getting back onto this. And surprisingly enough, they charged me $6.70 for that. I thought it was going to be a way dearer. Well, Cincinnati's had a massive birthday today. I've spent nearly all day cleaning out the sump, make sure it's as clean as I can possibly get it. End up having to take the machine to the door of the shed, the workshop, drop the inspection plate off the back, get in there with a hose and just scrub like shit and got all the crap out of it. When I first got this mill, I gave this up a quick clean out, but I didn't see there was a big pocket up in this front right hand corner of the foot, of the base. It was about that thick of dirt. It was just crap everywhere. Anyway, I got it all out the best I could possibly get it. You can see it on the ground there. That's the colour of the coolant I'm running now. It's not white. This is the colour of the 5030 Hangstiffers mixes up as. So I'm mixing a 10:1. Also picked up a refractometer from Live Tools as well. And when you test this, it tells you the bricks reading. It's called the bricks scale. So, and on the fact sheet on the line, it tells you that this for 10:1 ratio, it's got to measure 2.4 on the refractometer. So I'm at around 2.3. So I've just tested it, and yeah, this is the second bucket I've put in it, mixing up 6 litres at a time, because the container I've got that's got readings on it's only takes up to 600 ml. So not so sure if you can see that, but that's measuring around 2.2, 2.3. So, oh, they colour me in. Yeah, so it's around 2.2, 2.3. They're a pretty cool device. Done. Sick of getting up and down off the friggin' floor. Right, I've got a blank set up in the rotary table. I've got a 5mm gearing 2-flute slot drill, end mill, whatever you want to call it. I've done the sums. I ended up at 2 drive dogs. Done the sums. Don't ask me how I got to them, but the way my head works with numbers is pretty different to the way a lot of people's heads works with numbers. I forgot to say it's got to go down 440,000. One done. Now I've got to shift 61.5 there, the opposite side from centre, and do this cut over this side here. I'm terrible at explaining stuff, and I do apologise. Sorry, but the battery went flat on the camera, so I got this side down to 440 thou deep. I brought the tool back to centre, and I've offset the x-axis 61 thou to the left, so that I can run this pass in the y-axis now, and that'll leave a like a drive dog on this side. Then the rest of this comes out. It'll come clear in a minute. So what we've ended up with is 4 slots. So this section here has to be removed, and that leaves us at 2 drive dogs, which will drive the coupling. And then the opposite piece, yeah, you get what I mean? So it leaves 2 drive dogs, that's what I'm trying to say. So I've just got to mill these 2 sections out here, get rid of them, and the job's done. And get the gist of what I'm going to do there, and I'll bring this back when that's done. I'm not going to bore you all the way through that. And there we have it. That's one side out. I might go in later and take just say a thou off and straighten these edges up a little bit. You can see where the cuts have been, but that's what we're looking for. Anyway, keep going on this one and bring you back when that's done. Okay, so I took a thou off each face just to clean up the machining marks on most of them. Now this one is a little tight, but it's in there. Now I've already made the first piece, so I knew what my numbers and that were, and I have put the keyway in that one, which I haven't done on the other one, on this one yet. This one here is a little loose, but I am going to keep it and run it the way it is. If it does cause an issue, I can always remake one a little tighter. So not sort of the 100% result I want, but it is what it is. But I think it'll still work okay. Anyway, next thing to do now is put a keyway in this on the shaper. Rightio, so we're set up to cut this keyway. I've got the length, the travel length set, everything should be right. I've just made a new tool, new cut and tip. Centered up on the workpiece, and just hope this goes all right. I think I've got everything set right. So anyway, it's got to be about 3.5mm deep, this slot, and I am cutting on, so I'm lifting the tool post upwards, so the clapper box is always getting pushed down. Otherwise, if you do it the other way, cut on the, so I'm cutting on the top of the internal ball. If I cut on the bottom, it just wants to chatter through, because I've got no way of locking this clapper box. So it's just going to take me time, and gnaw away at it. I found the shaper is the most hardest machine to film. I reckon it's a real pain in the ass. keyway's done. But I set the move left to right about 5 or 6 thou each way, just to bring it into the right size. There we go. It looks like it's in the middle. Drill this now, put a set screw in it, and then the coupling's finished. So that tool actually cut bloody beautifully. Tap a hole in there, M5, and we'll be good to go. Just have a bit. Plovers are starting to nest again. They normally hang around and only sort of have one partner in their lifetime, but we've had another one this year that's got, there's 3 in the mob, in the pack. So I'd say one of them's lost their partner and the other one's sort of taken pity on her, I suppose, him or her, taking her in. Last year, or the year before, there was one the same. Done. So there's the key. Touch wide on the keyway. Oh, it is what it is. Don't think it's going to hurt anything. If it does give trouble, well, we got the gear, we'll make it again. That'll go in there. That one will go on there. That'll go onto the motor. So as far as I'm concerned, that coupling's done. Pretty happy with that. See, it's not 100%, but shit, it's going to do to see if this is going to be worth spending a shitload of money on to do it up completely, or do it up enough just to get it to work. So there we go. So the gearbox can pretty much go back together now over the next few weeks, and hopefully by then I may be able to afford to buy a rotary phase converter, all going well. So that's, I made a new end up for the keyway cutter for the shaper, a longer one to do this one here, and right at the last I broke the freaking tool. That's why I had to grind up a new tool for the shorter one. Anyway, shit happens, get over it. Anyway, that's one. I've never made a coupling before, and if I had known that that was only going to be $6.30 or $6.70, I would have bought the whole thing. Probably would have even been 20 bucks. It saved me a lot of machining, but anyway, live and learn. So it can pretty much go together. Another job off the list. Thanks for watching, guys.